myself to hold my hand. Standing in the shadows of where we've been. Sleeping with your back facing me. I know this isn't us. Baby, pull me closer, let's fall in love. Oh, I can feel my body move to every move you make. And I can feel the tension every time we're close. I know whatever happens, I will have you next to me. 'Cause tonight we have it all.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So it has been a couple weeks since I posted any videos. We have just had the absolute worst 2 or 3 weeks in my house, and so I have not had time to film and edit or anything like that. So all of this actually kind of started back in November. For those of you who don't know, my youngest son, Caden, has Down syndrome, and children with Down syndrome have smaller nasal passages and airways than typical children, so they're prone to sinus infections. So back in November, right around Thanksgiving, Caden was seen for a sinus infection, and he had been battling sinus infections for a while, so they did a swab and sent it off to testing to find out exactly what we were dealing with. And when that swab came back, there were 2 different bacteria that were found. One was treatable with antibiotics and the other one was not. When the ENT called us, we were actually in Louisiana celebrating Thanksgiving, and at the time Caden was doing well. He had finished the antibiotics, he wasn't snotty anymore, there were no fevers or anything like that. So the ENT decided to just leave it alone at that point, and we thought he was in the clear. Well, fast forward to after Christmas, the kids go back to school, and then all of a sudden the entire house gets strep throat. Everybody, all 5 of us were on antibiotics for strep. My oldest son missed almost 2 weeks of school because of it, and it was just crazy at that point. But then after everybody finished the antibiotics for strep, Caden immediately got sick again and was snotty again and running a fever, and something didn't feel right to us. So we took him to the hospital and we pulled up the lab results from his sinus infection back in November. And as soon as the doctors in the emergency room saw what bacteria that we were dealing with, they immediately admitted him, and he was on IV antibiotics for 4 or 5 days. And then they also did steroids because they discovered that his tonsils were so large from the infection that it was blocking his airways. So he wasn't breathing well. He was having sleep apnea. Every time he would drink something, it would be forced up out of his nose instead of him being able to appropriately swallow it. So it was just kind of a terrible time. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen some of my posts about it, but it was very stressful. And then fast forward to, I think it was 4 days after Caden got out of the hospital, my oldest son was riding his friend's hoverboard and ran over his ankle. And at the time, when we took him to the urgent care, they thought he had broken a growth plate in his ankle. Thank God that turned out to be wrong. It was just a bad sprain. But you will actually see him later in this video sitting with our youngest son, and I believe Gabriel is passed out in the chair, and you can see crutches in the background because at this point we were under the impression that he had broken a portion of his ankle. So he was crazy. And then the same day, the day that I was filming all this, my husband was at work, and Caden gets up from his nap and is again running a fever of 103. He was still on antibiotics that he came home from the hospital with. So we again were worried, concerned, did they not get all of this bacteria that he was fighting? So we talked to a couple of different doctors and PAs. My husband he's a paramedic, so he works with doctors and he works with some of the PAs and stuff. So he just kind of contacted some people that he knows, and pretty much everybody said the same thing. We think he's just unlucky. He has a viral infection on top of all of this. It's just, he should be okay. Just keep an eye on him. So I actually filmed this video a week ago now. Thankfully, thank God, he stopped running a fever after a few days, and even though he's still a little bit snotty, he seems to be much better. He's sleeping better. But this was just like a crazy like month or so. My poor baby I think he has made it a total of 5 days to school since school got back into session on January 5th. Like, it's been nonstop, kids sick, my husband having to stay home with them while I went to work. It's just been a madhouse. So this particular day in this video, I am just trying to get the house clean. My kids are chilling in the background. So that pretty much sums up where I've been. So I think after that long drawn out story, I'm just going to take the rest of the video, play some music, let you kind of watch me clean and all of that good stuff. For those of you who are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell so that you get notified whenever I post new videos. I am not normally this talkative. I'm normally the type that just plays some music and I kind of pop in here and there with a little bit to say. But thank you for listening to that story, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video.
I'm thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with our bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. We don't have to move so fast, baby. I will show you how you can catch my vibe. And right away, got so much time looping in the blurry lights. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it. You could be one of the things I love. Sunday morning breakfast with our bedroom door locked. I like everything that has a cherry on top. Get on my list of the things I love, love, love. You could be the one I trust. All the second chances, they are nothing for us. I like it all with the cherry on top. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Be one of the things I love. The things I love, the things I love, the things I love, 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 love. The things I love, the things I love. Cause I got this list of my favorite things.
from my window. Sun's coming up like the day before. You're like a stone on my pillow. I don't make a sound when I shut the door. You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone. Yeah. Shut the lights, go infrared. We can spend all day in bed. I get the wine and the corkscrew. You don't have to do one single thing. You don't know how much I want you. Just looking at you makes my whole world spin. You don't have to wake up yet. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone. Shut the lights, go infrared. We can spend all day in bed. I'll put the TV in the room. We'll have a Netflix marathon. Kenny G saxophone. We'll order in a bunch of food. I'll put your favorite music on all the way baritone. Shut the lights, go infrared. We can spend all day in bed.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh. So slow, hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other tight. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh. 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too.
You can ride all the blue.
I wanna do what you want to. We can leave and run away someday, someday.